defensive. "I'll wait right here, ma'am," Paul replied, stepping away from the door and taking a position near the window. "Just in case you need to navigate the table." Minna flinched. The mask cracked. She turned her head toward his blurry silhouette. "Excuse me?" "You're losing your sight," Paul said. It wasn't a question. It was a calm, factual statement. And Belmont knows something is wrong. He pushed that document to you on purpose. "You are stepping entirely out of line, Hayes. You are my driver. Do not presume to analyze me." "I'm not analyzing you, Miss Kensington. I'm protecting you. That's my job." Paul walked slowly toward the table, keeping his voice gentle, devoid of the corporate shark's aggression she was used to. "Take my arm. There's a loose cable near the door from the projector setup. If you trip on it, Belmont wins." Minna wanted to scream. She wanted to fire him on the spot. But the terrifying darkness at the edges of her vision was closing in, and she was so incredibly tired of pretending. Slowly, her trembling hand reached out and grasped the solid, warm fabric of his suit jacket. "If you tell a single soul about this," she whispered, her voice breaking. "I have a 7-year-old daughter who needs open-heart surgery, Miss Kensington," Paul replied, leading her seamlessly out of the boardroom. "I don't care about corporate politics. I care about doing my job so I can keep my little girl alive. Your secret is safe." 3 days later, the rain was coming down in sheets, turning the streets of Manhattan into a slick, glowing mirror. Paul sat in the driver's seat of the armored Maybach, idling in the underground parking garage of New York Presbyterian Hospital. Minna had spent the last 3 hours inside, undergoing an agonizing battery of tests with Dr. Harrison Gallagher, the leading neuro-ophthalmologist in the country. She had entered the building under a fake name, wearing a trench coat and an oversized hat, terrified of paparazzi. When the heavy rear door finally opened, Minna practically collapsed into the leather seat. She was soaked, having refused Paul's umbrella. The heavy thud of the door sealing shut isolated them from the roar of the city. Paul didn't immediately put the car in drive. He glanced at the rearview mirror. The privacy partition was down. Minna was curled into the corner, her knees pulled up, her pristine designer coat crumpled. The untouchable billionaire CEO was shaking uncontrollably. "Where to, Miss Kensington?" Paul asked quietly. "Anywhere," she gasped. "Just drive, please." Paul pulled out of the garage, steering the massive vehicle smoothly onto the FDR drive. The windshield wipers beat a steady, hypnotic rhythm against the glass. He drove in silence for 20 minutes, letting the ambient hum of the engine fill the space, waiting until her ragged breathing began to slow. Finally, he pulled the car over onto a deserted stretch of road near the East River, putting the vehicle in park. He turned off the interior lights. "Tell me," Paul said. He didn't turn around. He just looked at her reflection in the glass. For a long moment, Minna said nothing. Then, a raw, devastating sob tore from her throat. It was the sound of a woman who had fought battles her entire life, only to encounter an enemy she couldn't outsmart, outwork, or buy off. "I'm going blind, Paul," she sobbed, the words tumbling out in a rush of sheer terror. "It's called autoimmune exudative retinopathy. My immune system is actively destroying the neural pathways in my optic nerves."